Do you find yourself constantly worrying about what others think of you? Are you struggling to live authentically and stay true to yourself? In this video, we delve into the principles of Stoicism to help you break free from the shackles of other people's opinions and embrace a truly authentic way of living. Lesson 1. Define your own values. Defining your own values is not just a one-time exercise. It's an ongoing journey of self-discovery. Values can evolve as you grow and change, influenced by your experiences, relationships, and insights. You might find that some common values resonate with many people, such as honesty, kindness, integrity, and respect. However, values can also be deeply personal. For example, some may value adventure and exploration, while others may prioritize stability and security. There's no right or wrong answer. What matters is that your values resonate with you. Once you have identified your core values, it can be helpful to create a personal mission statement. This statement should reflect what you stand for and how you want to live your life. For instance, if you value compassion, your mission statement might include a commitment to help others whenever possible. This serves as a guiding light, reminding you of your principles when faced with decisions or challenges. The concept of living in accordance with nature extends to living in alignment with your true self. When you define your values, you are essentially discovering your nature, the essence of who you are. Stoics believe that when individuals act in harmony with their nature, they experience true fulfillment. By identifying your values, you are choosing to live authentically, free from the need for external validation. After you have defined your values, it's time to put them into action. This step is crucial because values alone are meaningless if you don't incorporate them into your daily life. Start by making small, intentional choices that reflect your values. If one of your values is kindness, look for opportunities to practice kindness daily. This could be as simple as offering a compliment, helping a neighbor, or volunteering your time. When you act in alignment with your values, you reinforce your commitment to them. And in turn, you build confidence in who you are. When you consistently live out your values, you'll find that your self-esteem grows. This is because you are no longer basing your worth on how others perceive you. Instead, your sense of identity is rooted in your actions and choices. You will start to feel more empowered and grounded, making it easier to resist the urge to seek approval from others. Another important aspect of defining your values is recognizing that not everyone will agree with them. People have different backgrounds, experiences, and beliefs that shape their values. As you start to live authentically, you might encounter criticism or resistance from others. This can be challenging, but it's essential to remember that your values are your own. You don't have to justify or defend them to anyone. Stoic thinkers like Seneca taught that it's natural for people to have differing opinions, and rather than letting these opinions disturb your peace, focus on living true to yourself. Surrounding yourself with people who share similar values can help reinforce your commitment to authenticity. Seek out relationships that support and uplift you, where you feel free to express who you are without fear of judgment. These connections will nourish your spirit and encourage you to stay true to your values, even in the face of societal pressure. Remember that living according to your values does not mean you will never face challenges or discomfort. There may be times when you feel the pull to conform to societal expectations, or the fear of judgment creeps in. In these moments, remind yourself of the reasons you defined your values in the first place. The discomfort of staying true to yourself often pales in comparison to the pain of living a life that feels inauthentic or dictated by others. Defining your own values is a powerful and transformative process. It requires self-reflection, courage, and commitment, but the rewards are profound. By grounding yourself in your values, you can navigate life with clarity and purpose, free from the fear of what others think. Remember, the journey toward authenticity is not a destination, but an ongoing practice. Embrace it with an open heart and let your values guide you to live a life that is genuinely yours. Through this journey, you will discover not only who you are, but also how to live authentically, finding fulfillment in being true to yourself. Lesson 2. Understand the impermanence of opinions. Recognizing that opinions are subjective can significantly reduce the weight they carry in your life. Just as you might form an opinion based on limited information, so do others. They may not have the full picture of who you are or what you stand for. Their opinions might be colored by their own experiences, insecurities, or even a bad day. By acknowledging this, you can start to distance yourself from the idea that others' opinions define you. Many of the opinions people hold today will change tomorrow. What someone thinks of you in this moment is not a definitive measure of your worth or character. It can shift based on new information, personal experiences, or even a change in mood. This fluidity is a central theme in Stoicism. The Stoics understood that everything in life is in a constant state of flux, including how people view us. Take the example of a public figure or celebrity. One day, they might be praised for their achievements, and the next, they could be under intense scrutiny. This rapid change in public opinion highlights the impermanence of judgment. When you hear a critical opinion, try to detach yourself from it. Instead of taking it personally, remind yourself that it is just one person's view at a moment in time. Ask yourself whether there is any truth to the criticism and if it matters in the larger context of your life. This practice can help you avoid the emotional turmoil that often accompanies judgment. The more you practice self-compassion, the less the opinions of others will affect you. Treat yourself with kindness and understanding, especially when you make mistakes. This internal dialogue can counteract the negative feelings that arise from external judgment. Since opinions change over time, embrace the fact that you are also a work in progress. Allow yourself the space to grow, evolve, and make mistakes. Just as others' opinions of you can change, so can your own self-perception. This flexibility fosters resilience and a sense of authenticity. Understanding the impermanence of opinions is a liberating and empowering lesson from Stoicism. By recognizing that opinions are subjective and ever-changing, you can begin to detach your self-worth from the judgments of others. Instead of fearing criticism, you can embrace the fluid nature of human thought and focus on what truly matters: your values, your actions, and your inner peace. As you navigate your journey of self-discovery and authenticity, remember that the opinions of others are merely a passing breeze in the grand landscape of life. Cultivate a strong sense of self, focus on your own growth, and let the opinions of others become just that: opinions, fleeting and transient, but never defining your true worth. By doing so, you will not only free yourself from the chains of judgment, but also open the door to a more authentic and fulfilling life. Lesson 3. Focus on inner peace. The Stoics believe that true happiness comes from within, not from external sources. This is a powerful idea when it comes to overcoming the fear of what others think. Many of us spend our lives chasing approval and validation, thinking that the opinions of others will bring us happiness. We want to be liked, admired, and respected, so we base our self-worth on how others see us. But the Stoics teach that lasting peace cannot come from something so unstable and out of our control. Instead, it must come from within. Marcus Aurelius, in his famous work, Meditations, often wrote about the importance of maintaining inner tranquility despite the chaos of the world. He understood that we cannot control the outside world, including the opinions of others, but we can control how we respond to it. He encouraged people to practice mindfulness and self-awareness, to take time each day to reflect on their thoughts and actions. By doing this, we can cultivate a calm and steady mind, one that is not easily shaken by external judgments. When we focus on inner peace, we begin to see that the opinions of others are just noise. They may still be there, but they don't affect us in the same way. We stop giving them power over us because we found something much more valuable: our own sense of contentment. We no longer need the approval of others to feel good about ourselves because we've learned how to create that feeling from within. It's important to remember that inner peace is not something you achieve overnight. It's a practice, something you must work on daily. You can start by incorporating small moments of mindfulness into your routine. Take a few minutes each morning to meditate or reflect on your values. Throughout the day, when you feel anxious or worried about what others think, take a deep breath and remind yourself that their opinions are outside of your control. Focus on what you can control: your thoughts, your actions, and your reactions. By shifting your focus to inner peace, you'll find that the fear of judgment fades away. You'll no longer need to chase approval or worry about how others see you, because you've found something far more lasting and fulfilling: your own sense of peace and happiness. Lesson 4. Remember, you're not the center of attention. One of the most freeing realizations in Stoicism is understanding that we are not the center of attention. This can sound harsh at first, but it's actually a source of immense relief. Many of us worry about what others think because we assume people are constantly judging us, analyzing our every move, and forming opinions about everything we do. But the reality is, most people are far too focused on their own lives to be paying that much attention to ours. The Stoics encouraged people to adopt a broader perspective on life. In the grand scheme of things, each of us is just one small part of the world. Epictetus taught that we are all interconnected, and yet we often overestimate our importance in the eyes of others. Most people are caught up in their own concerns, worries, and problems. They are not spending nearly as much time thinking about you as you might think. This idea is incredibly liberating because it means that the pressure to impress or please others is largely imagined. People may notice you for a moment, but then they move on to their own concerns. They are not spending hours dissecting your choices or criticizing your actions. Marcus Aurelius often reflected on how brief our time is on this earth. He reminded himself that in a few years, both we and those who judge us will be gone, and none of those opinions will matter. When you adopt this wider perspective, you start to see that worrying about what others think is a waste of your precious time. Life is too short to be consumed by the thoughts and judgments of others. Instead, focus on living authentically in a way that brings you peace and fulfillment. Understanding that you are not the center of attention also helps you develop more compassion for others. When you realize that everyone is dealing with their own struggles and insecurities, you become less likely to judge them, and in turn, you become less concerned about their judgments of you. We are all in this together, each of us trying to navigate our own lives. Once you see that, the pressure to be perfect or to meet others' expectations diminishes. The Stoics believed in focusing on what truly matters: your own personal growth, your relationships with others, and your contribution to the world. By remembering that you are not the center of attention, you free yourself from the burden of constant self-consciousness. You can live more freely and authentically, without the fear of judgment weighing you down. Lesson 5. Live according to reason, not emotion. One of the key principles of Stoicism is the idea of living according to reason, rather than being ruled by emotions. This is especially important when it comes to worrying about what others think. Often, our fear of judgment is rooted in emotional reactions, anxiety, insecurity, and the desire for approval. But Stoicism teaches that we should rely on our rational mind, not our emotional impulses, to guide our actions and decisions. Our emotions are often triggered by things we cannot control, such as other people's thoughts or actions. But our reason allows us to respond to those emotions in a thoughtful way. Instead of being consumed by the fear of judgment, we can use our rational mind to remind ourselves that those judgments are irrelevant to our true sense of worth. The Stoics also emphasized the importance of emotional resilience. They understood that emotions like fear and anxiety are a natural part of life, but they believed that we have the power to manage them through reason. When you feel the fear of judgment creeping in, take a step back and observe the emotion without letting it control you. By learning to live according to reason, you gain control over your emotional responses to the opinions of others. You no longer need to be swayed by their judgments because you are guided by something much stronger: your own sense of reason and integrity. This is the path to true authenticity, where you can live in alignment with your values, free from the fear of what others think. By defining your values, understanding the impermanence of opinions, focusing on inner peace, realizing that you're not the center of attention, and living according to reason, you can free yourself from the need for external approval and find true fulfillment within yourself. The opinions of others will no longer hold power over you, and you will be able to live a life that is true to who you are.